All right, today we're doing things a little bit differently. I have stumbled across the deck that I got beaten by and tried to recreate the list from my experience losing to it. And I'm just having too much fun. Normally, I would play a lot more games before I would start recording, but it feels like I'm onto something. So I wanted to just fire up that camera and get into some games. Let's go ahead and show you the deck list really quickly. And here it is. I'm calling it Angry Artifacts. It's basically like a Gruul Artifact aggro list, but taking advantage of a card called Dowsing Device. Now, this card looks kind of silly on the surface. A 2-mana artifact, whenever it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, up to one target creature you control gets +1/+0 in haste until end of turn, and then transform it if you control 4 or more artifacts. Transforms into a land that you can pay 3 mana to give something kind of like a Kessig Wolf Run effect for artifacts that you control and haste, which is pretty sweet. And so the deck is built around artifact synergy. So we've got Voltage Surge to take advantage of and keep, because we kind of don't want this to transform. We want it to stay as Dowsing Device. So we can use Voltage Surge to sacrifice the artifacts that we get from our other creatures. We've got things like Tough Cookie in here to take advantage of those things. And also it double triggers Dowsing Device, so it can give 2 things, a boost and haste. We've got Sentinel of the Nameless City, which is a fantastic follow-up to Dowsing Device, as it immediately makes a map token and then gives it haste, and then it makes another map token. You've got Jewel Thief, which makes a treasure, immediately triggering it, making it a 4/3 Vigilant Trample Haste, which is pretty sweet. And it also gives our lovely, lovely Roxanne Starfall Savant haste, which means that she can make 2 meteorites and ping 2 things for 2 damage all in the same turn, as well as being able to take advantage of Bristleblood Farmer, which is just a solid statted 4-mana 5/5 trample that makes some foods and can draw us a card. It's just, I'm having a lot of fun with the deck, so I decided I was just going to go ahead and fire it up. I've already played about like 10 games with it with a really good win rate, so let's see if we can keep it up. All right, we found our first opponent. Sion. I tried. All right, we got to go first and stuff to do and mana to cast it. Can't complain. It's a rare daytime recording for me, if you can't tell by my window in the background there that it's not nighttime. I don't usually record during the day, but today I was just feeling it. Play a cookie, see what our opponent slaps their Kamano counter on. A Fugitive Codebreaker. Tempted to just block that, to be honest. I'm tempted to just blow up that Kamano, but we're going to go ahead and play a Lizard Blades. Basically, we just need to stay alive. If we can get to this Buzz Crusher and Farmer, we should be good. They do have removal for the blades, that's fine. It's 2 damage not going to our face. Antagonize does make their etching beefy. Good, we don't have to commit these channel lands just yet. We will submit 0. We've got a food on the field, and we're about to make 2 more foods with the farmer. Witchstalker Frenzy, oh no! Let's hope they don't have more of those. Oh, come on, do they really have a rage to go with it? Okay, well, I mean, they should be running out of steam at this point, so... Alright, so we're going to play Soken'Zan. We're going to Voltage Surge the Etching. Sacrifice the food. Play the farmer. Go down to 7. And that should settle us up a little bit. We can sacrifice one of the foods to gain some life. Sacrifice another to the Bristleblood Farmer trigger and draw something. Gotta Boseiju if they play any more Kamanos. Let's go ahead and get in, see what we can find with our farmer trigger. Cookies! Ooh, Roxanne. We like Roxanne. Man, what is the choice though? I think it's Roxanne. Does the opponent have another Witchstalker's Frenzy? No, they have Play with Fire. One on the bottom. There's no one card they can draw to kill us though, so I'm not super stressed. We'll go ahead and ping them in the face. Play this card plus in Forest. And I feel pretty good about where we're at this point. Sentinel of the Nameless City. That allows us to put a map on the farmer. And still have 2 mana left to sacrifice the food. Opponent is going to scry to the bottom. We don't need more sentinels. Smack him in the face. Put him down to 1. Oh yeah. Got him. GG. Next up on our Carnival of Angry Artifacts, Quideore. Gosh, man, feel like I'm just getting a bunch of people's names I'm going to butcher. Well, I wish I had an untapped green source on one, but I don't. So we're going to play the Rockfall Veil tap, and then we can play Teething Wormlet, holding up Voltage Surge. I could play Cookie here, but I want to get the Wormlet down and start growing him and gaining some life. They have Duress. That's fine. Take one of our Voltage Surges. How wooed! They got another Duress. It's really what we've come to. Main deck Duress. Standard best of 1. My turn. Play the Sokanzan. We will play Jewel Thief. They have removal for our Wormlet. That's unfortunate. What are you going to do about it, though? We'll pass the turn. Mosswood Dread Knight. Opponent's going to lose a life. Draw a card. Looks like they are missing land drops. That's going to be good for us. Let's go ahead and get this Buzz Crusher down. Smash that cottage. No need to do it to us. Thin the opponent's deck out, lower the likelihood they draw lands, keep them on the back foot. Still got a Voltage Surge up. They find a Murex. My turn. Alright, Dowsing Device. We'll slap the buff on Jewel Thief. And then we'll play Cookie. They're going to kill one of our things. That is fine. Play the Cookie. Get a trigger. Get another trigger. Flip the Dowsing Device. Still have Voltage Surge available. Opponent's at 8. Skidoosh. Liliana of the Veil. You got it, buddy. Yep, we'll sacrifice the Cookie. We will Voltage Surge the Liliana just to make sure it stays away. Gone and bye-bye. And we draw another Dowsing Device. Fantastic. And we will give it +X/+O and haste. Make it an 8. Boom! Get out of town. GG. We are entering the match. Cheek meat. The meat from the cheek. Alright, we've got a good curve, so we will keep. Forest for the opponent and Generous Visitor. Oh boy. My favorite. Enchantments. Can you hear the sarcasm in my voice? Kami of Transience, you got it. Well, let's go ahead and play a tough cookie. Pump the wormlet. Attack with the wormlet. See if the opponent would like to trade their Kami. They do not. We got this voltage surge to take care of one of these things. Audacity for the opponent. I'm going to put the counter on the visitor, so it looks like we're going to go after the visitor with the surge. Opponent only getting in with the 3-3 though. They're scared we're going to block with the cookie. Alright. Well, in that case, I'm just going to Verge Voltage Surge the visitor. And I'm going to draw a card. Then we're going to go ahead and get in there. Another generous visitor. And Catilda. That is a problem. Catilda is a problem. So I think what we do here is play Bristleblood Farmer, turn on the Wormlet's Death Touch, get in. If they're attacking with the Catilda, they're not blocking with it. Generous Visitor obviously going to put a counter on the Catilda. Kami gets a counter, everything gets pumped up. Well, Catilda's not an enchantment, so this is actually good for us though, because since the opponent is technically attacking with the big thing, we can make bigger attacks on the back thing. We'll sacrifice a food here. Get a dowsing device. If they want to block our cookie, see, yeah, they went down to 1. They've got 2 cards in hand. I don't see a way they can 15 us here. They're going to get in with Catilda, and then they're just going to die. Okay, so they decided to hold back on Catilda. So now what is the best play here? I think it's that we play Dowsing Device. Counter on the farmer. And yeah, and then plus X, X is 5, so it becomes an 11. They would have to block with their entire board. GG, up to rank 2. Alright, 3 in a row. Can we make it 4? Samurai Dave. I love that avatar. I love the Borborygmus Fibblethip. This is actually a better hand than it looks. So we go Mountain, hold up Voltage Surge for their turn 2. They play Underdog. We Voltage Surge it. No artifact sacrifice. I don't know why it gives you the option when we don't have any. We will play a Carplus in Forest and get down Lizard Blades while the opponent goes, what is this nonsense? Look, it's even laughing at me. Beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead and Simian Simulacrum, smacking the counters on the Lizard Blades, giving it double strike, and well, it already has double strike, but now they can't block it. Opponent's at 14. Opponent has Shoot the Sheriff. Boo. I'm gonna go ahead and block this because we can just get it back later. All right. Let's go ahead and get down this Bristleblood Farmer. And depending on how our opponent plays this turn, we can play and equip a Lizard Blades to the Farmer next turn. They decide to kill it. Rude. They play another Tenacious Underdog. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get Sentinel down here. Make a map token, sack the map token, see what's on top. I'll take the Voltage Surge. Gix. Well, unless they have removal, they're not attacking with it. So let's go ahead and play Lizard Blades, kill Gix, sacrifice, get in with the Sentinel. Opponent's got all the underdogs, and we'll go ahead and slap a counter on this Lizard Blades, hopefully. We'll take it. We don't want the cookie on top, though. Another Gix. Do they also have a removal spell? Case of the Stash Skeleton. Well, I can't block. No, we defined another cookie anyway. So, alright, let's go ahead and unearth the Simian Simulacrum. Slap 2 more counters on the Lizard Blades. Get in. Opponent has to block pretty much everything. Opponent decides to keep the Gix alive. Takes 4, goes down to 3. Forsaken Miner. And they have a bunch of tenacious underdogs, but they're down to 1 now. Go for it. Yeah, we'll just block. And that should be GG because they can't draw. Oh, they just killed themselves. 4 in a row. Can we make it 5? Let's just get the mythic. We are waiting, but not anymore because we found you, Odo. What's up, Odo? We get to go first with a fantastic hand. This is the reason I built the deck. This is the hand. And we get to go first. I could not ask for more. Okay, I can ask for the opponent not to have removal for our Wormlet on turn 1. And I will. No removal, please. Let's live out the dream. So I can show my adoring fans how fantastic this deck is. So we play this, counter on the Wormlet, and +1/+own haste. So we're swinging for 3 with our 1-drop, which is pretty sweet all by itself. Opponent debating on whether they want to block with the Chorus. They do. And then we follow that up with Sentinel of the Nameless City, which we can give haste. We're going to go ahead and play the Sokenzan, because I'd like to keep the Boseiju in case we need it. Do they have a counter spell? Is that going to ruin our life? Darn. That's okay, because we can follow it up with Krenko's Buzz Crusher, which is pretty sweet. But see, the dream there, if we hadn't gotten countered, is that Sentinel makes an artifact when it enters. We give the Sentinel haste, and then when it attacks, it makes another artifact, pumping the Wormlet again. Gaining us like 3 life that turn. Opponent is going to play Skrelv's Hive. We love Skrelv's Hive. Crawling Chorus. Skrelv's Hive is great. We are going to play Bristlebud Farmer. Get all the triggers. We're just going to attack for a cool 10 on turn 4 through opponent having counter spells already. Opponent's going to block with their Crawling Chorus. Down to 9. Opponent takes 1, goes down to 8. They can get their turn on their lifelink, but they can't block with these tokens, so I think that'll do it. Unless they got a counter spell. They do not. Haste. Pump everything up. Pumpity pump, pump, pump. This has been a great game. This is exactly why I built this deck. I don't know how close it is to the list of the person I lost to with it, because I only saw a handful of cards from them, but man, this is such a fun deck. Does look like they might have some removal. They march. Oh no! I got cocky. I think we still win though. I cannot see a way. Yeah, I can't see a way they get out of this. GG. They stalled us for a turn, but not forever. All right, can we make it 6 in a row? Hikari. Let's do it, Hikari. Do it. Opponent goes first. This is not a good hand. This is a better hand. We will keep. Much as I don't want to, we're gonna put Roxanne back. Roxanne! Mono red, uh-oh. How strong is their start? No turn 1 Kamano, that's always a plus. My problem is, do I just voltage surge here? I don't think so. I think we play Teething Wormlet and we try... because we can voltage surge later. Inti Seneschal of the Sun. Okay, so they can start putting counters. It's kind of irresponsible to discard though when you don't have a way to cast anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Tough Cookie here. So we gain a life, pump the Wormlet, and then next turn we'll start blowing up their stuff. Phoenix Chick. Opponent discards a mountain, puts a counter on something. I do like Inti in this deck though a lot. It's definitely not as fast, but I'm gonna go ahead and block with the cookie here. I'm definitely getting a lot of damage in, but once we get to this Roxanne, so we do this, we gain a life. I think we hold back. If we draw a land, we can just start killing their phoenixes. Monastery Swift Spear. They attack with everything. We'll block both of the ground troops. Block, block. If they don't have anything, they do have a Monstrous Rage. So what I do here is kill this, sacrifice the food. And then that way the other Swift Spear still die. Oh, it does not die. I'm smart. I should have killed that one then. My mistake. Get a counter, gain a life, pass the turn. Hope they draw a land. And then we need to hope we draw a land. For some reason, I thought that the Swift Spear would have still had a low enough toughness, but I was wrong. Inti Seneschal of the Sun. Well, they can't discard anything, so that's good. We're down to 5. We found the land, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we're cooking. Haste. Get it. Attack. Gain some more life. Get it. Look at that. Roxanne saving the day. Woohoo! Come on, don't have anything crazy. Tali's favor is rough. They hit a Swift Spear. Okay, so we're good. We're not dead. We are not dead. Opponent gets in there for 3. We find a Jewel Thief, which is great. Haste. Grow the Wormlet. Grow. kill, and then that should be game. Oh, are we seriously one short? They have to block though. We're one short. But they have to block with the Swift Spear, which means they have to find 3 more damage. And it has to be in the air or in the form of a lightning strike. They block the wormlet. Go down to 1. Oh boy, come on. Don't top deck a lightning strike. Don't do it to me. Almost any other card in their deck and we're good. Yeah! 6 in a row! I told you, I felt like I was onto something. I was already like on a 4 or 5 win streak when I started making the video. Boom, quick ready up. Found us an opponent real quick. Uh-oh. There we go. Thought we were gonna have a draw for a second there. Fearless 420. All right, let's strike some fear into them then. We get to go first. I'll take it. Not the most exciting start, but with us going first, I feel okay about it. Let's convince them that we're mono red and they got really lucky and we don't have a turn 1 play. Darn it! We don't have any etching of Kamanos. No Monastery Swift Spears. Let's give them the hat tip. They're mono red. Actual mono red. Alright, so there's a Swift Spear. The opponent's just saying good game already. Let's hope we can prove them wrong. Let's go ahead and play Dowsing Device. Let's get that down now. Quicker we get it down, the quicker our higher mana draws become valuable. Let's see what the opponent has. Since they're giving us the GG. I mean, I don't doubt it. They may have a very strong hand. If they've got like Monstrous Rage here, it's going to be tough for us to follow up. Play with fire. Alright, that's not too crazy. Still a lot of damage. Do they keep it on top? They do. Of course, Mono Red never has bad cards on top of their deck. That's just not a thing. Beautiful. Alright, Teething Wormlet. Then we play Tough Cookie. Give this haste. Get a cookie. Give this haste. Gain some life. And go attacking. How you like them apples? Now you're the one losing, sir. Now I just want to draw lands. Opponent's like, nice. Do they have removal for our stuff? If we draw a land, a red land preferably, untapped, we can just play 2 Lizard Blades. Flick Shot Show Off for the opponent. Very lackluster turn. Puts us down to 12. Look at that! Gain a life. Flip it. Go ahead and play a second Lizard Blades. Gain another life. Get in there for a bunch. Alright. Can the opponent kill us? Can they deal 14 to us with 2 to 3 mana? Probably. They just have like triple Monstrous Rage in their hand. That's probably good enough. Ancestral Anger. They got to give Trample to both Swift Spears, otherwise we can just nullify half that damage. They do find a third land. They do have a Monstrous Rage. There's a lot of damage. They need another spell. Do they have... No, they didn't have a stick, so... Alright. Roxanne! That's right, GG. With your rude turn 1 GG. How does it feel, sir? Boom! 7 in a row. Unstoppable. Can we make it 8? Glenn the Rogue. Alright, Glenn. You get to go first. And we've got a bunch of tap lands. Can we afford tap lands? Not in this matchup, I don't think. Dowsing Device is good, though. I think we put Cookie back. And keep Roxanne, because we can ramp into Roxanne. More mono red. Can we crush another mono red deck? Probably not with them on the play. Although Phoenix Chick was definitely their worst turn 1. Alright, so let's get this down. And I think we're going to use the Mirex to play the Dowsing Device next turn to try to avoid damage. Fugitive Codebreaker. Oh man, I want to play the Wormlet to start gaining life. I think Dowsing Device is the correct play here, though. And then we can go Jewel Thief with haste, Godric for the opponent. I mean, at the very least, they've had a relatively lackluster start, so give this haste, get in. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Wormlet now, because then we can play Krinko's Budge Crusher next turn and start gaining some of this life back. Opponent has a Lightning Strike. That's unfortunate. We're just gonna have to take it. Hope they don't have Monstrous Rage. They don't. Alright, we do draw a pain, at least one pain-free red source. We're still gonna have to take a pain here. We'll gain it back. Put a counter on the Wormlet. Let's go ahead and sacrifice this Mirex and go get another red just in case. And then we'll hang tight. Mono red on the play, even with a bad draw though, is pretty rough, so let's see what they draw. Well, all we can do is try. They obviously do have a Monstrous Rage, yep. No! Our streak has ended! We were real close to turning it around though. But still, man, 8 wins in a row. All right, and we're back for the post-game wrap. So I just, like I said, I fired up the camera and just wanted to start doing some recording because I was just having a lot of fun with this deck and having some good luck with it. Overall, we landed at a 68% win rate over 21 matches. So I know I normally try to play 40, but 21 is still a pretty decent sample size. And I mean, 68% is nothing to slap a stick at. I mean, easily by the time we got to 40 matches, we'd probably be closer to 60. But I mean, look at this mono red win rate. 7-1, 88% against mono red. Just absolutely crushing mono red decks the whole time I was playing this. And it just felt good. The deck is a lot of fun. I like it because it's unique and it lets us play some really fun cards that I've really been wanting to find a home for, like Bristlebud Farmer and Roxanne. And I'm just really happy to be playing this deck, and I'll probably play this deck a lot more in between the Modern Horizons 3 content that I have coming up. Speaking of which, I will be making some Modern Horizons 3 content over the next couple of weeks. There will still be some standard decks sprinkled in there, but it will probably be a majority of historic content to have some fun with the new cards on Arena. So keep your eyes out for that. And if you enjoyed this, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Those things very much help me out and make my stupendous YouTube journey all that much better. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one.